That was my Godzilla impression. I'm ashamed now. Don't know how I can move on. Well, hope you enjoyed today's video. Ha ha ha! No, but seriously, Godzilla has had a 60-plus year career of making a playground out of Tokyo, Japan. He debuted in 1954 and is still going strong to this day. The original Godzilla movie still remains my all-time favorite movie because it got me into film and everything I'm into today. Like porn. Ha ha ha! No. No. He's been rebooted, repackaged, and made in America. People tend to forget the movie made in 1998 starring Matthew Broderick, who was, Simba. People didn't seem to like it because the monster looked nothing like Godzilla, and the original design was supposed to look like this. Why did you scrap it? They named it that just for big bucks, you scoundrels. But aside, if you ignore the title, it can actually be a decent monster popcorn flick with low expectations. Many suspected the 2004 film Godzilla Final Wars to be the last since it had the word final in it, but it wasn't. The movie was off the walls and it had the Toho Godzilla bury the 98 Zilla monster like dirt. So that was that, and Godzilla's had many costumes in his day to the point where it was coming apart. The original actor passed out in the suit, and my favorite costume is the Final Wars costume because just look at how badass and thin he looks. You can't even see his eyes. Please, Toho, please make Godzilla look like this in every movie from now on, please. Well, Godzilla Final Wars was the last Godzilla film for a while at least, so many thought the title really meant what it said. Then rumors speculated that a new movie was going to be made. There was even a short in 2012 that had a CGI Godzilla attack the city in a dream sequence. He was CGI and not the Final Wars Godzilla. Make him like this, please. Then there were rumors of Godzilla in 3D, but it was scrapped. But then, in 2014, we got something. A teaser. Oh my god, it's Godzilla! But he doesn't seem to look like Final Wars. Anywho, it was our first glimpse at a new Godzilla. And it had Bryan Cranston from that show Malcolm in the Breaking Bad Middle or whatever. So the hype was great, and did it pay off? Well, let's give this movie a go. After 10 long years, Godzilla was rebooted and back to America to redeem himself from back in 1998. One major thing about this film that makes it so great and hype is the beginning intro. I love it. Movies with intro like this heighten up audiences' expectations. So it was great, and I was like, yeah, Godzilla! Pretty sure he looks like this, right? The film stars Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen as Ford and Elle Brody. Okay, well, right away the character development is poor, and most of the other characters beside Cranston seem to be really cliche. I mean, if Godzilla killed Ford, I think everyone in the theaters would cheer. I mean, whose name is on the title here? So far, the only good person I do care for the most is Cranston. He lost his wife in a nuke accident, and it wasn't even Godzilla that caused it, but these other monsters called Cloverfield, Muto, massive unidentified terrestrial organism. Try saying that 3 times fast. Well, Bryan does a great job, and he is the best part of the film besides Godzilla, but then he's killed 40 minutes into the film. Well, that's great, you just killed off the best character. What will you do now? Just focus more on these Mutos? What the hell these things are? That's another big issue here, is that the movie seems to follow more on these other monsters that look like Super 8 and Cloverfield, and drift away from Godzilla. And there's too much focus on the human scenes and problems going on. Godzilla doesn't appear until like an hour and 4 minutes in the movie. That's too late. At least make him appear in like 25 minutes or 40 minutes and have him do what his trademark character has been doing for 60 years and making his current environment his own personal playground. That's what makes these movies so great. Well, he finally does appear and his feet look like elephant feet. and the camera pans up for the reveal. He roars, the theater goes nuts, and What the? Who's this kid? Where's my boy Big G at? I don't want to see a sleeping kid. I want to see Godzilla. Who should have looked like Final Wars. Moving on. Instead, we get a news flash on the TV. Wish we could have seen the whole thing not on a TV. And next thing, the city is destroyed. So much for that. More human scenes. Ken as Serizawa is good too. And then, it's back to the Mutos. No Godzilla. He finally does emerge in the daytime on the Golden Gate Bridge. I love this scene. He splits the entire bridge in half. Awesome. So that was a good highlight, and it involved Godzilla. One major issue a lot of fans in Japan seem to have with Godzilla that I agree with is that they made Godzilla look too fat in the movie. And I can definitely see that. Looks like when he walks, he's gonna collapse. It's definitely an improvement of 1998. He looks better, but good God, man, go to the gym. The Final Wars Godzilla looked thinner, more badass, better looking, and they should have gone with that look. Okay, now, another complaint is that he looks again like a T-Rex in a close-up shot. When he roars, his mouth spreads open and it brings to mind the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. That scene, however, is awesome and a grand highlight for Godzilla. The end fight is sort of a doozy, which begins with a highly overdramatic skydiving scene with a bunch of guys falling from heaven down to hell, and the monsters begin to fight, but not before cutting away the second they finally do begin to fight. When you come down to this scene, it finally starts to feel like a Godzilla movie. I'm really glad there were other monsters. I wish they could have been more creative with them. Was the human drama in between worth it in the build to this end fight? I guess, but without the human drama you'd have nothing, so yes, I guess. It was just too much. I really wish the scene with the atomic breath was more explosive and devastating like in Final Wars. I keep bringing that movie up, but Godzilla was just so damn awesome in it. The fatality Godzilla delivers to the Muto is awesome and a great highlight. Then, the victory roar. Great. This movie makes Godzilla out to be a guardian instead of a destructive force. That's fine. Wish it could have been the other way around, but whatever. Godzilla returns home and is hailed the king of the monsters, while Ford reunites with his wife and son. All is happy in the world, but Cranston's character is still dead. Even Cranston disagreed with the idea to have his character killed off.
I told him, I said, you're gonna make a mistake by killing his character too soon. It's just a narrative mistake to have this happen. I said, it's not me. Anybody, whoever else is playing this character is too much. And you know, I thought they should have gone. Hey, it's a long story. It doesn't matter. Wait for Godzilla 2 to come out.
Second act,
still dead.
Well, that's Godzilla 2014. It's definitely a fun film. Popcorn enjoying thrill ride. Johnson and Olsen do their part, but not enough to care deeply about them. Every other character, including the Muto monsters, are cliche except Cranston, but they fucked that up. Godzilla should have been in it more, and out of a whole 123-minute film, he's only in there for 8 minutes. Great. Keep Godzilla's tradition going, and he should have looked like this. I look forward to the sequel, and God forbid they can come up with a different original title. I mean, I know he's the king and all, but Jesus. Hopefully he looks like this in the movie. Godzilla, you my boy, my favorite of all time, and I'll love you till I die. Keep rampaging on, brother.